Wearing a mask has so many more effects than just physical. I'm talking serious psychological effects. And not all of them are negative. I started to think about this when, during quarantine, I got a bad pimple on my cheek. I was feeling really upset and down, and usually I hated wearing my mask. I was just getting used to it. But then when I got this pimple, and I had to go out to 7-Eleven or whatever, I happily grabbed my mask and slapped that shit on my face, walked out proud. I did that because I felt safer or more confident that you couldn't see the pimple. And then I started noticing how people are driving wearing the mask, when that couldn't possibly do a damn thing. And I was like, I wonder if other people in this world have confidence issues. And then I was like, duh, they probably do. So I'm just like, I wonder if other people feel the same way that I did by being a little bit covered. The mask may be able to stop COVID-19, okay, and other diseases. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that based on the results of the changing social climate, I think that it has a much more profound effect on the mental of society than it does on the physical. First and foremost, if you refuse to wear one, you're a dick. Plain and simple. That much has been explicitly explained over and over and over. Because to wear the mask, it's not to limit your interaction with the virus. It's to limit other people's interaction with the virus. In case you're asymptomatic. It has nothing to do with you. Having this new kind of social etiquette thrust upon the public, at least there's a clear-cut sign whether you care about others or not. Humans are shallow creatures. I mean, look at me. I had to do this just so you watch this. What the hell is that? So much is dictated by how we see, so how someone looks has a profound effect on how you feel about them. How many good-looking people get away with some bullshit? Kid Cudi said it best, most of the clean faces be the most dirty. To quote New Scientist, politicians with competent-looking faces have a greater chance of being elected, and CEOs who look dominant are more likely to run a profitable company. Baby-faced men and those with compassionate-looking faces tend to be overrepresented in the caring professions. Soldiers deemed to look more dominant tend to rise faster through the ranks, while their baby-faced comrades tend to be weeded out early. When baby-faced men appear in court, they're more likely than their mature-faced peers to be exonerated from a crime. There is also a well-established attractiveness halo. People seen as good looking not only get the most Valentines, but are also judged to be more outgoing, socially competent, powerful, sexually responsive, intelligent, and healthy. They do better in all manners of ways, from how they are greeted by other people to how they are treated by the criminal justice system. But there's a twist. Baby-faced men are on average better educated, more assertive, and apt to win more military medals than their mature-looking counterparts. They are also more likely to be criminals. Think Al Capone. Similarly, Zibowitz found baby-faced boys to be quarrelsome and hostile and more likely to be academic high flyers. She calls this the self-defeating prophecy effect. A man with a baby face strives to confound expectations and ends up overcompensating. You know, I always thought that, and I gotta be honest, XXXTentacion's a really good-looking guy. But he doesn't look like rugged. He looks pretty. Yet he was so damn violent. I also think the same thing about King Von. He's a good-looking guy. These are really pretty guys, yet they happen to be the most violent. And according to this study, it is not uncommon that is the case. It's called overcompensation. Having most of your face covered when interacting with someone does one of two things. One, it makes you try harder to communicate using words since your body language is limited. And two, it makes you unbiased to what information's coming at you. If you can't see a person in totality, then they gotta prove their worth some other way instead of just smiling bright and being pretty. If we're all wearing the same thing, it becomes a societal uniform. That's why they enforce uniforms in private schools, so everyone's on a level playing field and the only thing you can focus on is academics. Yeah, is that the best thing in the world? No, but I'm sure it got people to focus on the information, which is exactly what the world really needed right now. We want the truth. And we're not going to get that if we're just looking at some smiley yuppie telling us what he thinks or their company thinks we need to hear. Secondly, the anonymity, I think I'm saying that right, allows people to be themselves. It's funny how emboldened some people are when you can't see their face. Think about it. That's why people wear ski masks when they rob someone. That's why they cover their face. It's just funny how emboldened some people are when they're unrecognizable. They say what they really want to say, they do what they really want to do, and they act how they really want to act. Just look at the riots that happened at the beginning of 2020 and 2021. I mean, they probably would have happened regardless after the cold-blooded murder of George Floyd. But I'm willing to bet that a great deal of people, ones who wouldn't normally be protesting, took to the streets this time around because they felt safer covered up. Which is for better or for worse, because the same thing can be said for the other side when they stormed the Capitol. If anything is clear about this pandemic, it's that facts are not just that. Factual. Things have been flipped on their head in every avenue of society. The government, business, schools. Maybe a virus has other uses other than just killing. Like changing an entire social fabric of a society? Or maybe I'm just looking for a silver lining in all the bullshit.
What the fuck are these questions, man?